You said the show was on January 14th, right?
January 14th. It's a Wednesday. One show, 7 o'clock.
Okay, doors open at 6 on that. I talked to Mason and the crew over there. They were telling me that there are some seats left, but they're going fast. So get that done. Do it quick. And how do they get tickets on that?
They can go to timgaitherstandup.com, or they can get it off the Loony Bin website there in Tulsa.
timgaitherstandup.com. Okay, sick. I got to talk to you about how you did that. That's a great idea, man. It helps people connect to your tickets and get to the shows. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So Tim and I go way back. If you followed the Bud and Broadway show, you know that especially when we were in Tulsa, we worked with Tim a whole lot. We got a chance to work with the Loony Bin. And we also, most people, in fact, no one really knows that you were on the show, at least one day a week, sometimes 2 days a week.
Yeah, at least one. Yeah, at least once a week. It was fun.
It was awesome. No one knew. So what did you do on the show exactly?
Well, I pretended to be my grandmother, and we called her Granny G, and she was kind of a perverted old lady.
That was some of the best stuff we ever did. Broadway and I would crack up. In fact, we talked just the other day laughing about Granny G. We were talking about your show, and we used to play with you at the Loony Bin. It was always fun because we would usually open when you came to town.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Tulsa Loony Bin. Tulsa's just a great place in general. I had a dog for a long time named Tulsa because I got her in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But I love that place, and I haven't been back for a minute, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, you guys were the best radio that I've been doing comedy now for a living this is my 25th year as of January 1st. And I'm not BSing you. You guys are the best radio I've ever done.
Man, thank you. That beats the world.
You laughed at all the right spots, and you laughed hard, and you didn't step on my stuff, and you didn't try to like a lot of DJs they'll interrupt you before you get to the end of what you're talking about, and I'm like, well, there was a punchline, but it's not going to work anymore because you ruined it.
Gone now. I set it up and you broke it, bro.
Yeah, and there's a lot of DJs that like try to be too funny. Like you guys were funny just naturally, but they would always try to step in and like interrupt my bit, and I'm like, that's not how comedy works, dummy. No. But you guys were great, and you had that big hearty laugh, and yeah, I miss it. I miss you guys.
Man, I miss doing that. Broadway and I, we could do this forever, but we were just lamenting how the world's changed since we were doing that. It was such a good time. And as now the show again is the 14th, but it's one show only, so that's kind of different, right? One show on the 14th at the Loony Bin in Tulsa.
Yeah, I've got a little boy now, and I'm trying to book I'm trying to do just one show as often as possible. I don't always get to do that. A lot of times I'll do a weekend like Friday, Saturday. But yeah, this one's just one night. We're going to see how well we can sell tickets, and then maybe I'll come back and do some more. But, it's been a lot going on lately with the holidays and some other stuff dealing with personally that I had to handle. And going back to the Granny G thing, you know what sucks about that is I can't do that character anymore because I can, but it's not as funny because I used to have a broken tooth in the back, and I finally got it fixed, but it was a little bit of a space right back there that nobody could see, but it made me whistle on my S's if I wanted to. Anytime I wanted, I could whistle with it, and now I can't do it. Now it just sounds like an old lady, but I can't whistle.
That was the funny in it. And the funny part of it was Granny G was in love with me, which was funny because Broadway was always trying to make it work, and I'm always running from it. It was hilarious. I wish we had cameras back then to show what we were doing in the studio. We were crying laughing, bro. That was just funny stuff. Now, I want to go back to something else you said, too. The 25 years of doing what you want to do in life. You've been doing comedy without having to have a second job for 25 years, bro. Congrats.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's 27 years overall and 25 for a living. Right at the 2-year mark, I was working at this restaurant that closed down, and everybody else was like mad because they didn't have a job anymore. And in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, well, I'm making a few $100 a week doing comedy. I'm just going to see how long I can do this. And it's been 25 years officially. So, which is like awesome, but it's also kind of like, man, has it gone that fast already? Life just flies, dude. You remember when you were a kid, like summer break, how long summer break took? That 3 months? And now 3 months is freaking nothing, man. I mean, yeah, it sucks. It sucks and it's great at the same time.
Yeah, and I know it's a little different world. Watching your son grow up, that's kind of your thing now. I get that you don't want to be moving around the country as much. Dude, these are the special years with your boy.
They are. He's 7 now and thinks he's 15. Um, he's got an attitude, man. He's a good boy. He listens, but begrudgingly.
Yeah, and that never changes. It ain't gonna change for the rest of his life, probably.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him being a teenager. That's why I'm trying to stay in shape. Because one time when he's like 16, I might have to kick his ass just one time.
Yeah, they usually need it about 16. That's
Yeah,
about the start of it. It's funny, our life cycle, you and I have talked about this. Kids start where daddy knows everything. Then daddy knows nothing, and then it magically switches somewhere around 21, 22. Oh, dad knows everything. Let me call dad again. It's the cycle of a father.
yeah. Well, I still haven't gone through that period where he thinks I know everything.
Oh.
It's always been. I don't know about this guy. I think he's kind of a dip. I don't know if I can cuss on this or not. I almost did.
Well, I edited it right out. I didn't edit it out. I have time for that. So let me ask you something. 25 years, the whole secret to life is to do something that you want to do. It cuts down the work element. You've done, I mean, imagine most people go to work because we have to, not because we want to. It's
Yeah.
impressive to me that you get to do what you want to do every single day, man. That's got to, I mean, and you got time to spend with your kid, bro. It gets no better than that, and your wife.
Yeah, I try to remember that whenever like the business gets me down or something because it's changed a lot. But that is the most important thing is that I get to spend as much time with him as I do, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. Every now and again, I think about something I should have done different or could have done different or whatever with my career or wish I'd gone left or something. And every time I do that, I don't allow myself to stay there because I think if I had done anything different, he wouldn't be here. And I might have a kid, but it wouldn't be him, and I wouldn't trade him for anything. So I don't allow myself to complain about anything that I wish I had done for very long.
No, man, I'll tell you what, you have figured life out. You're living out in Cali, and I'm gonna tell you this. Now I know your views on Cali are kind of like mine, but the reality is to live out there. I've learned the further west I go, I just feel better as a human. I don't know why. On the East Coast, I never felt good. I feel great in Arizona, and then every time I go to Cali, because my dad's over there now, I always feel good. You figured life out, man. That's really cool, and it's so much fun to be around too, because we were there when this all kind of started, and then it all comes together, and now you got your boy, and it's just really cool to see you continue to succeed, man.
Yeah, thanks. There's a lot of things about California I don't like, but you're right. I feel so much better physically since I moved out here. I don't have allergies like I did in the Midwest, and I was just back home for a family deal, and it was. Um, I think I gained 5 pounds just being there for a week, just because there's so much good food everywhere, and it's cold out, and you can't go outside, and um, I don't. We pay a weather tax here. That's how I try to look at it because our government's kind of terrible, and our governor is not. I don't know how the guy's still. They tried to recall him, and I'm pretty sure that was fixed because I didn't talk to anybody who wanted that guy around. But that's the only thing that sucks is everybody thinks that we're crazy out here, and I'm like, I don't think any of us voted for that. I think it just how it is, and I don't know. But the weather is enough reason to live here. I tell people all the time. the weather is enough reason to live here, and the traffic is enough reason to move. But where I live is the traffic's not that bad either. So we kind of got the best of both worlds where we live.
I went out there to Cali a couple of weeks back. I was going over to Glendale. I may have told you I was going to be on The Price is Right. And
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I went out there to do my best. And let me tell you, basically, I was acting like a loon. I was like, yeah, I want to be on the show. I was wound up 7 million times higher than I should have. And they looked at me and they were like, who's the dead old man? Everyone else, they were all, I mean, bro, I'm not excitable enough for that show. So I parked out in Glendale. I was talking to Drew, too. I know he's your boy. So we were parking out. I parked, did all the thing. And when I was parking in the morning, I got there a little early because I wanted to get some foods. So those bastages over in Glendale popped me for a $50 ticket, man. I still had 30 minutes left on the parking meter. So if you know anybody in Glendale could pull some strings, I mean, help a brother out. At least Drew should do something, man. That's just wrong to do to a tourist.
Yeah, well, they'll give me a $50 ticket out in front of my own house if I don't move my car on Friday. And you talk about, I don't care if I had $1 million in the bank. When you give me a ticket for parking in front of my own house, it's hard not to be mad about.
Now, if I paid it by Christmas Eve, I only owed the ticket. If I waited till any day after, I had fees, and it was going to double. So I went ahead and paid it. The question is, how long could I have gotten away with that?
I don't know. You know, what drives me crazy about tickets is that they are so damn expensive. I'm like, if you give me a $20 ticket, I'll get it, and I won't do that again. You ain't got to charge me $50 or $100. I mean, 50 is kind of getting off light around here. And they're brutal about it. I've got this old man that lives across the street, and I saw him giving him a ticket one day, and I was like, hey, I happen to know that this guy is like in a wheelchair and has a hard time getting around. You think maybe you could just skip over him and let him? And they're like, nope. And they're just like cold-blooded about it. I'm like, come on, man. The guy's like 90. If he could move his car, he probably would, you know.
He's concentrating on just moving his heart right now, bro. You need to calm down. These people.
And they always try to say, well, I'm already in the middle of it. And I'm like, you haven't even started yet. So, but she did it anyway.
No class, like a Saturday at school. That's just awful. But good for you, man. It's fun. I like it out there. I even liked Glendale right up until I got a $50 departure ticket. So that was fun. So now I'm mad at Glendale. I think I may end up with Snoop down in Long Beach. I mean, there's a lot of drama in the LBC. You know, me and Snoop D-O-double-G, we go way back, so I may just hang down there. Of course, he's off doing the Olympics. You see what he's been doing lately? Good.
No.
Yeah, he made himself relevant again.
Mm-hmm. What is he doing?
He's doing the Olympics, man. Yeah, he made $8 million, I think, doing the last Olympics run, and he's set up to go out here for the winter ones in 30 days for NBC. Another $10 million, I'm sure.
Like doing commentating or something?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's pretty good at it, bro. He does interviews with people, and they're Snoop interviews. They're not newsy interviews. They're Snoopy interviews, but they're really kind of fun to watch. He's not been relevant really since 1994, but he remains cool, and I don't know how he does it. I'll tell you, whatever he's smoking's better than what we're getting, apparently.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him. I had no idea he was doing that. The Olympics are going to be here in a couple years in Los Angeles.
Dude, you'll be able to rent out your spot every day, but Friday you'll get a ticket parking out there Friday, I hear.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Maybe that is a possibility. Maybe we could rent out our house to somebody for an extreme amount of money.
Yeah, that's the way they do it out in the NASCAR areas. Boy, if you got a house with a yard in Talladega, you've got yourself a gold mine. $20 a head. You could park them so tight they crawl out the trunk. You don't care. Stack them deep, sell them cheap. Buddy, you make a fortune. That's the only reason you live around those places. Darlington, South Carolina, Just take your shirt off and just point, and people will come in. You might be 5 miles from the track. Nobody even knows. They'll come in because they're already drunk when they get there. So they'll come in, they'll park, and just walk. Bro, you can make a fortune.
All right. Well, I don't know if they'll have any sports venues where I'm at, but maybe they will. I don't know.
Bro, you can make more money if you charge them to Uber them to the sports venue.
Well, that's not a bad idea at all. Maybe I'll block out that whole time and not do any comedy at all. I'll just Uber people around.
Dude, and think of the comedy you'll get out of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, I was in Vegas not too long ago, and speaking of Ubers, my Uber driver, I could smell his cologne walking. The car, the windows were up completely. Not one window was even cracked, and I could smell the cologne before. I mean, I was a good 50 feet away, and I'm like, please tell me that's not coming from this car. And I opened the door, and man, it hit me full force. It was just like a nuclear bomb going off of. It was like that Dracar Noir or whatever they had back in the day, except it was the kind that's in the bathroom, the free version of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was something like that, and it was not pleasant, dude.
My boy done put on $1 worth of his best nickel cologne. I was sitting in a cab. I hopped in a cab. Me and my girl, we got into the back seat, and everything's cool. And then next thing you know, we're going down the road, and the dude had a little funk to him. That's what you liked about cab driving, though. Uber's ruined that for me, and Lyft, they've absolutely ruined the whole rideshare deal, because what I liked about the cab was the authenticity.
Yeah.
I liked when I got in the cab, I knew what I was up against, like you said, by the aroma, some 200 foot from the car. I know where I'm at. But this one snuck up on me. We are in the thing, and we're going down the road, and next thing, he's talking, and you hear, ooh, excuse me. And then he keeps right on, and I'm like, whoa. Bro, so I'm not going to say nothing because I'm trying to be nice, right? And he's talking a little more, and then he goes, oh, excuse me. Bro, not again. And the windows won't roll down. I'm in panic roll now, and they won't go down. I'm stuck in this man's, excuse me. And it kept coming, bro, and it just kept coming. I had curry on me before I got out, bro.
Was he elderly? Like, was he not knowing?
I mean,
or did he know?
If 28's elderly, I guess. I mean, he did seem like he had all of his faculties with him, but my man was just letting it drop like it owed him money, and I'm trapped in this death mobile. I'm in a 2-ton bomb here. It's not working out for me, bro.
And you had your girl with you, too?
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you, that night ended about like you think it would. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, you can't recover from that. No amount of smoothness is covering that, bro. You can't.
Yeah.
Exciting times, bro. Excited for you to get over to the Loony Bin in Tulsa. It is the 14th. It's a one show only. Doors open at 6. Where can you get tickets again, Tim?
You can go to loonybincomedy.com and go to the Tulsa location, or you can just go to Tim Gaither Stand Up and go to my schedule there. It'll be on January 14th, and just click on that, and the link will be there.
Before I let you off of here, tell me about your podcast, too.
Well, I do a wrestling podcast. We haven't done that one for a while, but I also do one with Mike Baldwin. Do you know Mike Baldwin?
I don't know Mike very well.
Okay, very funny comedian. He plays down at JP's where you're living now, and a lot, and he's very funny. And he and I do a podcast, basically just talking about all the crap going on in the world and all the things that we're lied to about, and have been for probably ever. It's a very exciting, kind of frustrating at the same time to be alive, isn't it?
Well, it sure is. It sure is.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about that stuff, and we lean a little bit towards conspiracy kind of things. I don't even know if you want to call them conspiracies. I think they're just the truth is coming out more often than it used to, and it's hard to hide the truth anymore with the internet, and it's hard to know what the hell the truth is, because if you're let's say you're on the left, Well, they'll show you whatever you believe. And if you're on the right, they'll show you whatever you believe there too with the algorithms. I think it's all by design to keep us divided, and it's just enough to drive you crazy. I just want everybody to love each other and have a good time and laugh about things, and you know, it's a hard time. It's a great time for a kid to be born in the world, and it's also an awful time, you know. So I don't know. I just hope it all works out and we can unite as a country again. And you know, but that's a lot about what we talk about. We do talk about political stuff, but we also talk about things that inspire us, and just two guys that have been doing comedy for a living for over 20 years. And so we find a lot of things to talk about. It's called The Truth Again. You can find it on Rockfin, and I'm always pimping it on my Facebook fan page, which is at Tim Gaither also. So if anybody's interested in it, they can find it there.
At Tim Gaither, the show in Tulsa is January 14th, one show only. Bro, I really appreciate it. It was great catching up with you. Now, I want to catch up with you in 2026 because I know I'm doing some touring. I want to catch up with you, and hopefully we can find some shows, because what I like about working with you is I always have a good closer.
Yeah, well, you guys were great, man. I would love to be able to work with you this year if we can work that out. And I'm going to be doing more and more dates like this, just one-offs, you know. So if we can make that happen, my goal in life is to have a bus, or a awesome RV, and just take my friends with me. So I would love to have you anytime we can make that happen.
Oh, that's so exciting, because I was talking to my girl. I'm like, you know, I'm living in the desert, but I really don't have to be. Why am I not on the road just doing funny in an RV? Because I live down here in one of these little mini trailers, and I'm like, bro, I should be on the road just doing what I want to do. I mean, I enjoy weather. I can do that on the road too. So that's funny you say that. We should talk more about that.
Absolutely. I would love to live in an RV. I'm all about it, man.
Me too. All right, I'm going to catch up with you. Thanks for spending time with us today at Bud Ford Comedy.